నమో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. సర్వేభ్యో నమస్కారః. Today is another good day for all of us that we are going to start a new topic in the series of lectures by Dr. CSR Prabhu garu. So far we have finished Upanishads. Now we are going to start Darshanas. Again, three sessions. After this, we will have Bhagavad Gita, another three sessions. Then Vimana Shastra, one session. After that, we will go for yoga, a series of yoga lectures. Now, so far we have finished with Vedas, Vedangas, and Dharma Shastras by the professor from Banaras University, Krishna Murari Tripathi ji. Then also we started with our Sanskrit classes by Akelda Hemakanta Prabhakar Rao garu, and a few other lectures on importance of Samskrutam also we finished by Dr. Vishalakshi garu. Now we will start this session by paying our respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram and then chanting Prarthana. Let us request Challa Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram, please. Unmute చేయండి.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి చాలా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Swapna ji to chant Prarthana, please.
सर्वेभ्यो नमो नमः.
One minute meditation. After that, 3 times Omkaram. After that, you start.
Okay. त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु। ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरो मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।
ధన్యవాదములండి స్వప్న గారు.
ధన్యవాదः महोदय।
ఎక్సలెంట్ చాంటింగ్, అతి ఉత్తమం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ధన్యవాదः।
Now let us request our Guruji, Prabhuji to start with
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञानघन प्रत्यगद्धोऽसोऽहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। Well, friends, today we will delve into the overview of the Darshanas. Stop putting any messages during the lecture, put at the end. Now remove the hands and all those things. The Vedic Vangmaya, Veda Vangmaya, the entire Vedic literature comprises of the 4 Vedas and their Upavedas and Vedangas. Of course, when we say the word Veda, we mean Shruti, which has 4 parts: Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So we have finished touching upon those topics. We have just tasted a few samples of Upanishads. There are 108 Upanishads where we touched only 3. You have also got an idea of what are Vedangas. So in addition to all this, there are what are called Upangas or Darshanas. That's why in our olden days, Sangopanga Vedadhyanam. So the people who studied all the scholarly families sent their children to study in the Gurukulas for 20 years, 24 years, or at least 12 years, where the Veda, Vedanga, Upanga, Sangopanga Veda, that means Veda along with Angas and Upangas, were studied, were taught. So the Upangas, Vedangas you have already known, Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandas and Jyotish. Without studying which it is not possible to understand anything out of the Vedic Samhitas directly. And as I told you, the Vedas have the 2 parts, the Karma Kanda and the Jnana Kanda. So in addition to the Vedangas, we have the Upangas, or which are also known as Darshanas. The word Darshana is in Hindi means philosophy. So here also it means the same thing. Darshana means philosophical system. So the knowledge in the world outside, or knowledge about everything which is covered in the Veda. Veda means knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of everything, A to Z. Obviously it has to be everything. Vedas are like encyclopedia, they contain everything. So all topics, all subjects are covered, and those subjects can be perceived. There can be 6 different perspectives. They are called 6 darshanas, Shad darshanas. So the physical perspective is Vaiseshika darshana, the psychological perspective is Yoga darshana, and the logical perspective is Nyaya darshana, and the total philosophical perspective is Vedanta darshana. The ritualistic or Karmakanda perspective is Mimamsa darshana. And to begin all was Sankhya darshana. So today we will be touching upon Sankhya and Yoga darshanas. Tomorrow we will touch upon Nyaya, Vaiseshika, and then we will try to cover Mimamsa a little bit. And Vedanta Darshana we have already covered a lot in the Upanishads class. So why these 6 darshanas are there? Because the Shad Darshana are Astika darshanas. They accept the existence of God or Ishvara or Brahman or Bhagavan or anything, any other word you can use. It's up to you. So, whereas there are Nastika Darshanas also, like Bauddha, Jaina, Charvak, Lokayat, they do not accept God because they do not admit the validity of the Veda. And Veda is theistic. Veda upholds existence of God. Whereas the Buddhist and Jain particularly, and Lokayata and Charvaka, they don't accept the existence of anything called like or similar to God or Ishvara or one, and therefore they do not admit or accept the authority of the Vedas. So those who accept the authority of the Vedas, they are called astikas because the Vedas are astika. Astika means asti. Kimasti kaha ko asti Bhagavan Ishvaraha asti iti. This, those who believe that Bhagavan Ishvara asti, they are called astikas. And the darshanas are philosophical systems which believe or which establish or which are based on the premise that such an entity, the principle of God, Godhead, personality or impersonality, the next issue, is accepted by the Astika Darshana. All the six, Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Mimamsa and Veda. In one way or the other. They may not accept in the same way. The nature of God, who is God, whether God exists, if God exists, what are his characteristics, his or her characteristics, etc., etc. That question is being addressed both in the Vedas, Vedanga, Vedanta, that is Upanishads, and also in the Darshanas. And each Darshana gives a different perspective. The interesting thing here is each Darshana is independent. They are not dependent upon or critically based upon, or they are not extensions completely of any other Darshana. They are independent, but they are related. They are complementary. Like husband and wife, they are independent, but they are complementary to each other. That means they support each other. They are independent, no doubt. So, in the same way, the six darshanas, they are independent, but they are complementary. They are not opposing each other. They are not contradictory, but they are complementary. So, let us now touch upon the overview of the six darshanas and then go into Sankhya and Yoga. So, as I told you, the six darshanas look at the truth, the reality expressed in the Vedas in six different perspectives. The first perspective is Sankhya perspective. The word Sankhya means number. Why it is called Sankhya? Because it is giving a number of entities in the universe. 24 is the number. So they have identified 24 as the number of constituents of the universe, the Prakriti, nature, or rather universe. So the Panchabhutas, the Panchendriyas, that is actually Panchendriyas or the Jnanendriyas, eyes, nose, ear, and so on. And then we have Panchakarmendriyas, that is Panchatanmatras. So totally, and then finally Antakaranas, the internal instruments, Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, and then finally all this is Mahat and the last is Purusha, Prakriti and Purusha. So basically Sankhya is comprising of Prakriti and Purusha. What is Prakriti, what is Purusha? To put it in simple language, man and nature. We are all aware that we exist. I am a man and I know that nature exists. So man and nature. Man is Purusha and nature is Prakriti. So nature is comprising of all types of entities. Just now I told you all the 23 entities. And apart from that, what are the roles of nature? Bhagavad Gita itself, as Bhagavad Gita is called the Eko Shastro Devaki Putra Gita. So Bhagavad Gita itself has given the definition of Prakriti and Purusha. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaranscha Gunanschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan Karya Karana Kartrutve Hetu Prakritiruchyate Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Heturuchyate. So it is explained that Prakriti is Karya Karana, the cause and effect relationship and the ownership, Kartrutva. Karya Karana Kartrutve Hetu Prakritiruchyate. The cause, Hetu means the basis or the cause or the driving force behind Karya Karana Sambandha. Because everything that happens in the world has a cause and effect. Cause will be there and effect. And ownership of the action. Vikaranscha gunanschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. So in Prakriti, in nature, we have the vikaras, shad vikaras. That means transformations or modifications or changes. That is the word vikara means change or transformation. So shad vikaras are there. Shadurmi also they say. And what are the shad vikaras? Birth and death, of course, which is at the end. The beginning is birth and death is at the end. And in the between we have growth, we have strengthening, consolidation or stability, and then gradual decay, weakening, decay and death. So totally 6. So these vikaras exist for every single object. Anything you take in this world. For example, this human body, which we are all carrying with us. Human body had a birth, it will definitely have a death, and in between, it will have growth, maturity, consolidation, gradual decay, and final. So the 6 Shadurmi, Shadvikaras are valid for every object. Now, the beauty of Sanatana Dharma is it is very scientific. So all this is scientific. It is obvious, scientific and logical and can be proven. It's not like other religions where everything is based on faith. That's why they are called faith. The faith of Islamic faith, Christian faith, Jewish faith. So it is based on faith only. They don't believe in logic. They don't believe in challenge. They don't believe in analysis. They don't believe in scientific methodology. So that is why because they are created for a particular purpose by a particular person at a particular time, and usually the purpose is political and the objective is colonization and conversion and exploitation. So whereas here it's not like that. There is no particular person. There is no particular motive. There is no particular objective of colonization or any such thing for Hindus or Sanatana Dharma. So Sanatana Dharma is eternal, ever existing, everlasting. It is Dharma, that is that which sustains. So Dharma means set of principles of sustainability. So it is all scientific. It is all philosophical, logical, and scientific. There is no agenda like the other religions have. Conversion is the agenda. Colonization is the agenda. So for colonization, on one side, the Roman colonization of Europe initially, and they wanted the whole globe, and then the Arabic colonization for whole world. These are the motives behind building or establishing those religions. Whereas there is no such motive here. There is no such religion concept here. It is just a vast natural evolutionary civilizational process. Srota, that is like a river. The word Saraswati. Just now we chanted Prano Devi Saraswati Vajisvarvajinivati Heenavatrevatu. This is from the Rig Veda. There is a Saraswati Suktam. So they are addressing Saraswati, Prano Devi Saraswati. We do Namaskaram to Saraswati. Who is Saraswati? There are two meanings of the word Saraswati. One is knowledge and other is a river. So there was a river called Saraswati which had a long life of hundreds or thousands of years, and finally it dried up. It dried up around 4500 BC. So before it dried up, on the banks of Saraswati River, which was Saraswati River was so huge, it was the biggest of all rivers. Ambi Tame Nadi Tame, the Rigveda exclaims, "O biggest river, O greatest mother, O greatest divine power." So it started from the Himalayas and ended in the ocean at Dwarka, and through Rajasthan, through Haryana, through Punjab. Now it is all gone. It is only underground. So they are trying to revive it now. So when it was flowing, the Vedas were delivered. The Vedic civilization flourished. It evolved. It's about 1 lakh years of history. So 1 lakh years of evolution of knowledge on the banks of Saraswati River, the ashramas of rishis, Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, and so many other rishis, they existed. And even today, those spots are known. Those spots are containing only some temples today. Because Saraswati River dried up long back, people migrated from there, and that's why those who migrated from the Saraswati River banks are called Saraswats. You might have heard some names with Saraswat. There is a person by the name V.K. Saraswat. He is the advisor to Defense Ministry. He's a very big man. And similarly, you might have heard the word GSB, Gauda Saraswat Brahmin. In fact, the biggest Ganapati Pandal in Bombay is called GSB Pandal. So, what does it mean? They are the Saraswat Brahmin. They have migrated from the banks of Saraswati. You will find them in Bombay, in Goa, in Karnataka. All the names like Prabhu, Kamath. I am not that I am an Andhra Brahmin, but the surname when it is Kamath or Prabhu or some such thing, that means they are Gauda Saraswat Brahmins. They are Saraswat. They migrated away when Saraswati River dried up as early as 4000 BC, before the Mahabharata. So in that period of 1 lakh years, whatever knowledge was evolved in form of the Vedas, Upanishads, Darshanas, it got spread throughout the globe. So throughout the globe, Vedic civilization existed. So the Darshana concept is a philosophical perspective. Prakriti, Purusha. Now we have talked about Prakriti's nature. Now we will talk about Purusha. Purusha Sukhadukhanam Bhoktritve Heturuchyate. So Purusha is only Bhokta. Sukhadukhanam Bhokta. That means feeler, enjoyer, thinker, or sufferer, or whatever it is. Bhokta. So Prakriti is doing everything. The Purusha is only enjoyer, feeler, thinker. That means man. Man is not doing anything. Prakriti is doing everything. Prakriti is capable of everything. And Purusha is only feeler, thinker, enjoyer, observer. Avyayaha Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajno Aksharevacha. Vishnu Sahasranama declares, who is this Purusha? Avyayaha. Both are anadi. They have no beginning, they have no end. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidya Anadi Ubhavapi. both Prakriti and Purusha exist without beginning, without end. They will always be there. Ardhanarishvara concept is exactly the same. So the same concept of Sankhya, of Prakriti and Purusha, percolated into various other Darshanas, literature, and models of philosophical discourse like Ardhanarishvara, Shiva Shakti, Vishnu Lakshmi, all mean the same, Brahma and Maya. In Vedanta, it is Brahman and Maya. So Maya is Prakriti, Brahman is Purusha. Equivalent, not exactly the same because the domain of discussion is different. In the Vedanta Darshana, Brahman and Maya are being described. In Sankhya Darshana, Prakriti and Purusha are being described. They are somewhat similar, analogous, parallel, or even equivalent to some extent. But you cannot say they are exactly the same because the context, the domain of discussion is varying from one darshana to the other. So in the Sankhya Darshana, the whole universe and its functions are described in terms of Prakriti and Purusha. What is the nature of relationship between Prakriti and Purusha? We have discussed what is Prakriti, what is Purusha, how they are related. That is explained very, very much in detail in other darshanas, other shastras. Like without Purusha, Prakriti cannot exist. Purusham Prakritim Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaransya Gunanschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhava. And then apart from the Shad Vikaras, Gunanschaiva. Guna means what? What are the gunas? Three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. So everything in this world is made up of the three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. Without the three gunas, there is nothing in this world. And their combinations. So basically, the world comprises of the gunas and the vikaras. So the Prakriti is able to carry on with all activities, all functions with the help of the gunas and vikaras. So what is remaining? Remaining is the self or enjoyer, feeler, thinker, man. So that is Purusha. So Purusha doesn't mean just man. Of course, you can say that in a very allegorical way, I mean, in a very rhetorical way in English, man. But man means not ordinary man. We are talking of the enjoyer, feeler, thinker, tattva, Purusha, Atma tattva. So there is a wonderful poem in Sanskrit. Now that you are all Sanskrit experts, I can speak to you in Sanskrit. Atma tvam girijamatihi sahachara prana shariram gruham pujate vishayopabhogaramata nidra samadhisthitihi sanchara pradayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarvagiro yajjat karma karomi tattat akhilam shambho tavaradhanam. It has two different meanings. One is the Bhakti Yoga meaning, which is praise to Shiva, and the other is Jnana Yoga meaning. O Shiva, I am you, Atma Tvam. Then what about Parvati? Girija Matihi, mind is Parvati. So I and my mind, they comprise everything. Sahachara Pranaha, my Pancha Pranas are companions. Shiva has companions. Shariram Gruham, where is the house? This body is the house. Puja, what is the puja? Vishayopabhogaramata, my seeing, my hearing, my walking, my eating. All this is puja only. And what about Nidra? Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi, nothingness. That is Samadhi. Sanchara Pradayo Pradakshina Vidhi. What all I am walking is nothing but Pradakshina to you. Stotrani Sarvagiro. Whatever I speak is stotra to you. Yajyat karma karomi tat akhilam. Whatever I do, everything total is puja to you. Yajyat karma tat akhilam shambho tavaradhanam. So, what does this mean? That means I and all my activities and my mind, everything is Shiva and Shakti, Prakriti Purushas. The combination of Shiva and Shakti is this universe, and everything is best. If I am not there, nothing is there. So if the Purusha is not there, Prakriti cannot exist. So Prakriti is nothing but the manifestation of Purusha. Purusha is unmanifest. If Shakti is not there, Shiva cannot exist. Shiva can exist, but he is unmanifest. So if Shiva is not there, Shakti cannot exist because it is only a manifest. So both are same. So one is manifest, another is unmanifest. Without one, the other cannot exist. So that is the relationship between Prakriti and Purusha. I hope you got an idea of the Sankhya Darshana. Who is the founder of Sankhya Darshana? Or who wrote the Sankhya Sutras? By the way, each of these darshanas is a philosophical system. It is there in the Veda mantras, Veda Samhita itself, and also in the Upanishads. But it is codified into what are called sutras, Sankhya Sutras. Sankhya Sutras are authored by Kapila Muni. And Kapila Muni's ashram was at near Calcutta. There is a diamond harbor where there is Kapila Muni ashram, which is at the Ganga Sagar Sangamam. So Kapila Muni wrote, Kapil is a very common word in entire Indian culture. He wrote the Sankhya Sutras. And whom did he teach first? Very surprising. He taught first to his own mother. Who is mother? Devahuti. Kapila's mother is Devahuti. So he taught, can you believe, a son teaching mother the greatest of philosophical treatises? That is Kapila Muni. We pray to him, we meditate on him. He is the avatar of Vishnu. So he taught Sankhya Darshana, Atma Tattva, Prakriti Tattva, Purusha Tattva to his mother Devahuti. That was the oldest of all darshanas. So he is the same Kapila Muni to whose ashram the Ganga came, brought by Bhagiratha to elevate and uplift the sons of Sagara, whose ashes were there in his Kapila Muni ashram. So the same Kapila Muni wrote the Sankhya Sutras. You please study them on your own. We are not going to cover in detail. You can study whenever you have the opportunity. You can get the Sankhya Sutras of Kapila Muni. And surprisingly, there is no word Ishvara anywhere. So some people say it is Nirishvara Sankhya. Yes, it is Nirishvara. But Purusha is there, which is the principle of God, more or less. And Prakriti is nature or universe. So the Yoga Darshana, Ishvara is added. So that is why Yoga Darshana is called as Seshvara Sankhya. So Seshvara Sankhya, why it is called? Because Ishvara is clearly added as an entity, separate. Separate means not totally independent. It is a functional entity. That too, not as a creator, but only as a special personality in this Yoga Darshana. So the Yoga Darshana is an extension or a complementary development over and above Sankhya Darshana. So where how this Yoga Darshana got created. Yoga Darshana is there right again from the Vedas. So we'll touch upon Yoga Darshana now. Of course, we'll be going deep into the Yoga Darshana, both the theory and practical aspects during the yoga course after finishing the present series of my lectures. So in the Yoga Darshana, which is there right from the Vedic mantras, there is a, in my student days, I noted down the mantras in the Yajurveda which are talking about yoga. The word yoga is not used, but the root yuj is used. Yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhatah vipaschitah vihotravahe vayunavideka in mahi devasya savitu parishtutihi. This meaning is similar to Gayatri mantra. Yunjate mana, I join, we. He has used the most of the Vedic mantras use plural, like Dhimahi in Gayatri mantra is a plural, it is not a singular. So we, Yunjate, and we, our minds are joined. Yunjate, Yuj Dhatu is joining. Yunjate Dhiyo, our intellects are joined. To what? Who join? Vipra, all the knowledgeable, scholarly, Vedic scholars. Vipra, they join their minds and intellects. Yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhatah vipaschitah. Bruhat, the biggest Brahman, vipaschit, full of knowledge. Vipra, he is the greatest knowledge repository, and others humans are only small vipraha are small knowledge repositories, but he is the biggest knowledge repository. Vihotravahe vayuna videka in mahi devasya savituhu parishtutihi, brilliant light like sun. So we pray to him, parishtutihi. So same thing in Gayatri mantra, tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. We meditate, we join our buddhi's intellect on that brilliant light, sun, sarituhu varenyam, the most beloved, bhargo devasya, that divine power, Bhagavan Deva, who is Bharga, is Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. He who drives our intellects, the driving force behind our thought processes. To that power supreme, Yo Devaha, Savita Asmakam Dhiyo Dharmadi Gochara Prayaraye Tasya Yad Bhargastad Varenyam Upasmahe. Again, plural, Upasmahe. So the Gayatri mantra and the original definition of yoga given in the Yajurveda are identical. Yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhatah vipaschitah vihotravahe vayuna videka in mahi devasya savitu parishtutihi. So from there, the Yoga Darshana flows down from Vedas to the Upanishads to the Yoga Sutras. Now what has happened is that over thousands and thousands of years, the Yoga Darshana, the practices of yoga, they evolved, they diversified, they were extended, and they became prominent. By the time of Patanjali, again there are two Patanjalis. One Patanjali is later Patanjali, who wrote the commentary to Panini's Ashtadhyayi, which is Patanjali Mahabhashya. He was post Panini, but this Patanjali is much pre Panini, but post Kapila. We are talking of thousands and thousands of years of human history and civilization growth. We are not talking of a recent phenomenon of 1400 years of Quran and 2000 years of Bible. It is all very small in terms of the time calculations. Our time calculations are in lakhs of years. The Kali Yuga is supposed to be 4,32,000 years. So we are talking of huge time periods. So in this time period scale, different names, different Patanjalis will come, and even different other names may come, different personalities. So the Patanjali codified the yoga subject system into his Yoga Sutras. He codified Yoga Sutras, trying to define very briefly, very powerfully, and the most elegant and cryptic and yet most comprehensive way the entire system of yoga. So, yoga is defined by Patanjali as yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is defined as arresting or stopping or calming down the chitta vrittis. And what happens if you do that? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. At that time, you will reach and be established in your own true nature. Swarupa. Then what happens otherwise? Vritti sarupyamitharatra. All other times, like every time, is identifying with the chitta vrittis. And what are these chitta vrittis? Vrittaya, panchataya, krishtaha. 5 types were complex and simple. Pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smrutaya. Pramana, vikalpa, viparyaya, nidra, smruti. Pramana, prachakshanumānāgama, pramanani. Pramana means provable knowledge, observation, and shabda pramana. And next, viparyayo mithya jnana tadrupa pratishtham, illusory perception. Shabda jnana anupati vastu shunyo vikalpaha. Again, this is another form of extended inferential type of knowledge. And then anubhuta vishaya sampramota smriti, to repeat again what you have experienced previously is called memory. And then abhava prachaya alambana vrittir nidra. What is nidra? Sleep, nothingness. Abhava, nothingness. Abhava, vacuum, nothingness is the basis, and that is the chitta vritti according to Patanjali. So by all, that means every possible activity of the mind is identified as a chitta vritti. When all the chitta vrittis are arrested, what will happen? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. You are in your own true nature. Otherwise, you are engrossed, engulfed, and lost to the extent of being identified with the chitta. You think you are this, you think you are that, and so on. So, what happens in the state of yoga when chitta vrittis are arrested and stopped completely, and you are in yourself? That is this kind of a samadhi state, deep meditation state. You are in your own self, that's all. I went to paradise, never been to me. We are going everywhere else, but except to ourselves. So going to ourselves, bahirmukha, antarmukha samaradhya, bahirmukha sudurlabha. It is possible only antarmukhatva when you are established in yourself. What is the truth? Otherwise, you are getting misled by false identities. And then once the false identity comes, the ego comes first. So everybody wants to boost ego. Some people have king size, some people have queen size, egos. And then the mamakara, then raga, then dvesha, then kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, and matsarya. The entire samsara is appearing. What it is, you just open the TV and see how people are killing each other, how people are abusing each other, how people are trying to overpower each other. So the entire samsara is created by the mind, chitta, by the chitta vrittis. Please note this. So if the chitta vrittis are calmed down or stopped or almost stopped, and you are in your own true nature. And what is that true nature? Nobody knows. He never told. Patanjali never told what is the true nature. But the Mandukya Upanishad told. Ayam Atma Brahma, the true nature of the self. That is yourself, myself, everybody's self. He is God, Brahman. Yato vaimani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yasmin pravishanti tat Brahma. So we have discussed already the Mandukya Upanishad, how the self is shuttling between the three states of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and the fourth state of Turiya also possible, and how the Supreme Being Brahman is appearing as a self and getting deluded into the individual Jiva, Hankara, Mamakara, etc., in the states of Jagrat, Swapna. And Sushupti, nothing is there, and Turiya also it's not. It is transcendental state of self-realization. So I am just connecting between the yoga and Vedanta, but in the yoga all these are not discussed. It simply says Swarupa. And then it talks of various types of samadhi. In the first chapter, Samadhi Pada, Asamprajnata Samadhi, Samprajnata Samadhi, then Savikalpa Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sabija Samadhi, Nirbija Samadhi. So Nirbija Samadhi is the only state after which there is no birth and no death. So that is the Yoga Darshana, first chapter. In the second chapter, he is giving a practical procedure how to achieve Samadhi, how to achieve enlightenment, how to achieve liberation. Abhyas Vairagya Abhyam Tan Nirodha. Chitta vrittis can be controlled by Abhyasa and Vairagya. Also in the first chapter, he gave basics. What is Abhyasa? Tatra sthitau yatno Abhyasaha. A sustained effort in stopping the chitta vrittis is Abhyasa. That is possible through various techniques of meditation, pranayama, and so on, which are explained in the second chapter, Sadhana Pada. So in the first Samadhi Pada, only Samadhi and basic definitions of Abhyasa and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Drishtanusravika Vishaya Vitrishmasya Vashikara Sanya Vairagyam. A conquest, complete control, conquest of desires of all objects, seen, unseen, heard, unheard. So, if you have no interest, no desires, nothing, then that is called Vairagya. And Abhyasa is sustained practice of concentration, meditation, and absorption. So, if you do that, I mean, this practical path to achieve the enlightenment, self-realization is given in the second chapter of the Yoga Sutras, the Sadhana Pada, which is Tapaswadhyayeswara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. He starts with a sutra called What is Practical Yoga? Kriya Yoga means practical yoga. Tapas, Swadhyaya, and Iswara Pranidhana. So he goes on giving the eightfold path, Ashtanga Yoga. Yama Niyamasana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhayo Ashtavangani Yoganganushtanat Jnana Deeptihi Avivekakhyate. So by the practice of the yoga angas, Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi, then Jnana Deeptihi, you will get enlightenment. Jnana will be arising, awakening inside yourself automatically. Avivekakhyate. And then the discriminatory power. Once you have the jnana of Atma Jnana, as we have discussed in the Mandukya Upanishad, you will get liberty. Jnana Mukti. So the complementarity of the Yoga Darshana with Vedanta Darshana is very obvious. And though they are not same, they appear to be different, but they are aiming at the same objective. What is the objective of all darshanas? Moksha, freedom. Freedom when you are alive and freedom when you die. If you don't have freedom after you die, you will be born again. So the first requirement to be not to born again is not to have any desires. If you have any desires, you will be forced to be born again, and definitely you will get into that trouble. So to be able to not to be born again is moksha, and that is what is being explained by all the 6 darshanas in their own. How much time we have?
Half an hour.
So I gave you a overview of Yoga Darshana and Sankhya Darshana, and if you have any questions, let us discuss. I can go more deep, but I'll give a break here and ask you to ask questions.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Thank you so much for giving us time to clarify our doubts. Please ask doubts only pertaining to today's class. Don't touch upon Upanishads. It has been discussed enough. Now we'll take up one by one all those who want to ask questions. I have unmuted you also.
One request to all the students, please don't barge in with your questions. Raise your hand. One by one, we will take up all your questions. So some people have the habit, we don't know how to raise the hand. Learn. Without raising the hand, you will not be allowed to put your question. Please. Thank you. Yeah. Kavita Agarwal ji.
प्रणाम सर, आपने योग दर्शन का बताते समय सबीज समाधि, निर्बीज समाधि, सविकल्प और निर्विकल्प समाधि बोला, क्या इसका क्या अंतर होता है, इसमें थोड़ा बता सकते हैं?
हाँ, ये समाधि में अलग अलग समाधियां हैं, जैसा सवितर्क निर्वितर्क। सवितर्क बोले तो तर्क के साथ, जैसा भी लाइक एनालिसिस, हम लोग घर में बैठ के बात करते रहते हैं, काफी तर्क होता है, या ऐसा होगा, वैसा होगा, ऐसा नहीं हुआ, क्यों नहीं हुआ, इस तरह का तर्क जो है, उसमें जब आप बहुत गहराई में पहुंच जाते हैं, उसको सवितर्क समाधि बोलते हैं, उसमें आप लीन हो जाते हैं। और जब वो तर्क खत्म हो जाता है और आप निर्वितर्क मतलब सूक्ष्म रूप में आपका सोच होती है, तो निर्वितर्क समाधि। इसी तरह सविकल्प और निर्विकल्प। तो विकल्प जब होता है समाधि में, मतलब मन में ये विकल्प है, वो विकल्प है, ये करना, वो करना, ये भी कर सकते, वो भी कर सकते, ये इस तरह का जो है वो सविकल्प, जो उस तरह का समाधि जो होता है। और निर्विकल्प मतलब कोई विकल्प नहीं है, बट अब्जॉर्प्शन, लीन हो जाता। और सविचार निर्विचार, सूक्ष्म रूप में सविचार विचारों के साथ, और निर्विचार बिना विचार। और निर्विकल्प समाधि जो है वो आत्म साक्षात्कार का एक बहुत बड़ा पहुंच है। रामकृष्ण परमहंस निर्विकल्प समाधि में पहुंचते थे, और उनका फोटो भी बहुत मशहूर है, और ऐसा वो समाधि में थे रामकृष्ण परमहंस। और उससे भी आगे जो है निर्बीज समाधि, वो मतलब निर्विकल्प में ही वो और अंतर्गत है, जो एक कर्म बीज भी नहीं हो, समाधि हो सकती है निर्विकल्प समाधि, लेकिन कर्म का जो वासना का बीज होता है तो सबीज समाधि होता है, जब वो भी खत्म हो जाते हैं तो निर्बीज समाधि। तस्यापि निरोधे सर्व निरोध निर्बीज समाधि। तो हम जब पतंजलि योग सूत्र का अध्ययन करेंगे, हम इससे भी गहराई में जाके पढ़ सकते हैं। आप गीता प्रेस के पतंजलि योग प्रदीप एक किताब है, वो पढ़ लीजिए, वही हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक।
धन्यवाद।
Okay,
గురువుగారికి నమస్కారం అండి.
हाँ,
1 minute, 1 minute. Who is that? First, let us have Amar Singh. Unmute yourself, Amar Singh. Sorry, Navneet Pamtham.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। सो अभी जो अपना संख्या दर्शन में वी हैव दिस अंतःकरण, राइट? सो इसमें ट्रांसलेशन इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स है, बट व्हाट एवर द ट्रांसलेशन दैट इज, आई एम नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड डायरेक्टली। सो आप उसको एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि ऑन व्हाट बेसिस दे हैव क्लासिफाइड दिस अंतःकरण?
ये अंतःकरण सांख्य का नहीं है, वो वेदांत का है।
ओके।
सो बहिकरण अंतःकरण, करण मीन्स इंस्ट्रूमेंट। तो बहिकरण मीन्स जैसे आपके हाथ है, पैर है, ये सब बहिकरण। और कर्मेंद्रिय 5 कर्मेंद्रिय है, हाथ पैर वगैरह, और ज्ञानेंद्रिय तो 5 है, आईज ईयर्स वगैरह वगैरह। सो ये तो बहिष्करण है। अंतःकरण मतलब हमारे our rishis and our Sanatana Dharma literature is so advanced. They have understood even the internal organs, not only external organs, not only external instruments, but also internal instruments. So the internal instruments in Vedanta Darshana are identified as Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. So Manas, Buddhi is intellect, roughly. Manas is mind, and Chitta is another dimension in Vedanta Darshana. But in Yoga Darshana, all 5 are together as Chitta. So the terminology is varying from Darshana to Darshana.
So it's
Manobuddhi Ahankara. Ahankara is ego, basic ego. We are not talking of arrogance. That is Durahankara. So excessive ego, but basic ego, I exist, I am separate from you. That is basic ego. So these are the 5 antahkaranas in the Vedanta Darshana, but we will come to Vedanta Darshana later. We have already covered in the Upanishads to some extent.
Thank you.
Okay, Amar Singh Sahab.
प्रणाम गुरु जी, शुभोदय। चित्त एकाग्रता के बारे में कुछ पूछना था।
क्या?
चित्त एकाग्रता।
चित्त एकाग्रता, हाँ। चित्त का मतलब मन समझ लीजिए। आपका मन जो है उसी को चित्त कहते हैं योग शास्त्र। तो मन का एकाग्रता को धारणा कहते हैं, और उसमें और भी गहराई में जाने का ध्यान कहते हैं। लंबा समय तक एकाग्रता में रहने का स्थिति ध्यान कहलाता है, और उस ध्यान में भी और बहुत गहराई में आप लीन हो जाना, अपने आप को भूल जाना, अपने आप को जिस चीज पे ध्यान कर रहे हैं उसमें लीन हो जाना,
लीन हो
जाना, उसको समाधि कहते हैं।
तो जो अष्टांग योग दर्शन कहता है यम नियम आसन रखते, प्रेरणा, ध्यान समाधि, तो ये समाधि और रूप समाधि वही रहेगी ना? मतलब कि हम लोग
वही समाधि है। इसका पतंजलि का सूत्र है स्वरूप शून्यमेव समाधि। जैसा कि आप अपने आप को भूल गए, वही समाधि। तो और उसके पहले तदप प्रत्यय का, उसके पहले धारणा का सूत्र है एक देशबंध चित्त धारणा, एक ही जगह चित्त को बांध के रखने का कहते हैं, नाम है धारणा। तो उसी धारणा में कंसंट्रेशन, उसी धारणा में बहुत देर तक तथा प्रत्यय कथनता ध्यानम, बहुत लंबा समय तक बहुत गहराई में धारणा में लीन हो जाना ध्यान है। और उस ध्यान में और गहराई में लीन हो जाना और उसमें अपने आप को भूल जाना, स्वरूप शून्यमेव समाधि। जैसा मीराबाई भगवान कृष्ण के भक्ति के ध्यान धारणा से शुरू के ध्यान में जाके ध्यान से समाधि पहुंच जाए, तो भक्ति में भी समाधि पहुंच जाते हैं। और भगवान बुद्ध समाधि में बैठते थे, महावीर सब आप देखते हैं उनके जो मूर्ति होते हैं वो सब समाधि में बैठे, और भगवान शिव तो समाधि में है हमेशा।
तो गुरु जी जैसा बुद्ध विपासना करते थे जिसमें हम अपने मन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए अपने अंदर की क्रियाएं, हाँ, जो विपासना में जो हम अपने मन को,
विपासना भी ध्यान ही है, और क्या है। भगवान बुद्ध
नहीं
जो
मतलब
है बहुत बड़े योगी थे और उन्होंने विपासना का आविष्कार किया है। बुद्ध भगवान खुद विपासना बनाया, एक तरीका
इसका
का
मतलब
ध्यान है।
इसका मतलब कई बुद्ध बन चुके हैं क्या? ऐसे नहीं कि बुद्ध भगवान ने भी मतलब को वो समाधि में गए थे, कई बुद्ध बन चुके हैं
बिल्कुल
इस काल
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, उसमें कोई शक नहीं है। जितने भी महापुरुष है भगवान शिव से शुरू होके जितने भी महापुरुष आगे होते रहे हैं सब समाधि में बैठे। बिना समाधि कुछ होता ही नहीं। बिना समाधि आप कुछ नहीं समझ सकते। वेद को भी समझने के लिए समाधि में बैठना, ऐसा हमारे गुरु का आदेश। सब समाधि में है।
और मूर्ति मूर्ति पूजा का खंडन क्यों किया गया था? इसका एक कुछ
नहीं
है, ये
नहीं,
थोड़ा हटके है हमारे टॉपिक से।
मूर्ति पूजा जब अज्ञान से या मूढ़ता से होती है तब खंडन हम भी करेंगे, सब करेंगे। लेकिन ये ऐसा नहीं है जो आप ये लोग कहते हैं, मुसलमान लोग या आर्य समाजी लोग मूर्ति पूजा, ये वो जो कह रहे हैं वो ऐसा नहीं है। सच में वैसा नहीं है। ऐसा कोई आदमी मूर्ति का पूजा नहीं कर रहा है। जैसा कि आप देख लीजिए गणेश का मूर्तियां का पूजा हो रही है ना अभी, तो
हाँ
10 दिन के अंदर क्या हो जाता है, सारे मूर्तियां जाके डुबा देते हैं, है ना।
पानी में विसर्जन
तो
कर
इसका
देते
मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब पूजा किया है वो खुद डुबा रहा है ना।
अच्छा ठीक
जो
है।
कर रहा है तो उसको मालूम है वो ये गलत है, उनका समझ में गलत है, पूरा गलत समझते हैं।
अच्छा
ओके,
उनका गलत
ठीक है भाई।
मूर्ति पूजा के बारे में उनका पूरा गलत समझ है। वो गलत समझ के आधार से वो खंडन करते रहते हैं। वो नए नए सिद्धांत पते हैं, नए नए मजहब बना दिए। ये सब गलत फहमी से हो रहा है, गलत समझ से,
तो ये सब
ना समझ।
हमारी विचारधारा है।
नहीं नहीं, वो उनका तो पूरा ना समझ ही है, उनको बाजू रखिए। हमारा इसमें ऐसा नहीं है। अभी आप देखिए, मैं कहूंगा सारे मुसलमान मूर्ति पूजक है, आप मानेंगे? नहीं मानेंगे। क्यों?
नहीं
जब एयरपोर्ट में जाएगा क्या होगा? आईडी कार्ड
वही,
पूछते हैं ना।
हाँ वही
आईडी
है।
कार्ड में क्या होता है? मूर्ति नहीं होता है, फोटो
हाँ,
क्या है।
फिर से वही हो गया।
बिना
ठीक
फोटो
है
कोई
समझ
अंदर नहीं जा सकता एयरपोर्ट में। तो
नहीं।
मूर्ति सारे दुनिया में सब लोग मूर्ति पूजक है। समझ गए आप?
हाँ वही, एक योगी में मतलब कि एक योगी में एक संत में और इस समय डिफरेंस समझ नहीं आया। देखिए एक योगी वही है जो परमात्मा में मिलन करता है, मतलब आत्मा और परमात्मा का मिलन जिसको हम समाधि कहते हैं।
हाँ वो ये योग का निर्वचन ये है, जीवात्म परमात्मा संयोग है वो योगा। ओके
योगा।
ठीक है, अब अगले दूसरे लोगों को
धन्यवाद
तरीके से।
धन्यवाद मुझे। सॉरी मैं वीडियो ऑन नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि पीछे अब सब लोग सोते रहते हैं, तो ऐसा है।
कोई बात
ओके शारदा जी, शारदा जी वीडियो ऑन करके फिर अनम्यूट करके बात करिए।
శారద గారు ఓకే
ఓకే
we'll take up
పద్మావతి
next.
గారు.
హరి ఓం గురువు గారు నమస్కారం అండి.
नमस्कार।
మీరు మధ్యలో రాకండి అలాగా.
ఆ,
ఎవరు
చెప్పాను
చెప్తున్నారు?
చెప్పాను.
ఓకే
అలాగే.
రైట్ చెప్పండి, మీరు చెప్పండి.
పేరు చెప్పారండి అందుకని వచ్చాను గురువు గారు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఇది మిగతా అంతా రాయగలిగానండి. సరస్వతి నది దగ్గర నుంచి మైగ్రేట్ అయిన వాళ్ళు సరస్వతులు, పీపుల్ హూ మైగ్రేటెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ది రివర్ సరస్వతి అన్నారు. తర్వాత గౌడ సరస్వతి అని చెప్పారండి. అది మీనింగ్ రాసుకోలేకపోయాను గురువు గారు, ఒక్కసారి చెప్పండి.
सरस्वती सारस्वत
గౌడ సారస్వతి.
సరస్వతి నది తీర ప్రాంతం నుంచి మైగ్రేట్ అయిన వాళ్ళు, those who migrated from the banks of Saraswati river to other parts of India, because Saraswati river dried up and became extinct. Only underground in the bite layer is not there on the surface of earth, it is only underground. So because they cannot live, there is no water, that is why they migrated, and such people are called Saraswats. They migrated to Kashmir, they migrated to Karnataka, they migrated to Goa, they migrated to Bombay, Maharashtra. So they are called Saraswats. Saraswat Brahmin, GSB, Gauda Saraswat Brahmin antar.
అవునండి.
Kamath
అవును.
hotel, Kamath ane peru vaade. And Prabhu and Petkune vaadu nenu, I am not a Karnataka person, I am an Andhra, so my name is not surname. My name Prabhu is my own name, Sri Rama Prabhu. My surname is Chivukula C. But their surname is Prabhu, and their like Kamath and various other names, they are all GSBs. In Bombay, they are dominant community, and also in Goa and Mangalore and Karnataka, those who have not been converted. There are a lot of people who have been converted in Goa who also keep those surnames. They are converted to Christianity, but their surname remains old surname. So they are, when Saraswati river dried up in 4500 BC, they all migrated to other parts of the country.
ఇంకొక సందేహం కూడా ఉంది, అడగనా అండి? ఇంకెవరైనా ఉన్నారా లైన్లో?
అడగండి.
ఇది కూడా రాశాను గురువు గారు. అర్ధనారీశ్వర శివాశక్తి బ్రహ్మాండ మాయ ఇస్ ప్రకృతి, బ్రహ్మ ఇస్ పురుష, Brahman is varying from వేదాంత దర్శన బ్రహ్మాండ పురుష, సాంఖ్య దర్శన ప్రకృతి పురుష. కరెక్టే రాస్తున్నానండి? ఒక్కసారి బ్రహ్మాండ పురుష, ప్రకృతి పురుష బ్రీఫ్ గా చెప్పండి గురువు గారు. బ్రహ్మాండ మాయ అండి.
మాయా, శివశక్తి, ప్రకృతి పురుష.
ధన్యవాదాలు గురువు గారు.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు అడగొచ్చండి నిన్ను?
అడగండి శారద గారు.
ప్రజ్ఞ అంటే ఏంది క్లియర్ గా?
ప్రజ్ఞ అంటే వ్యుత్పత్తి చూడండి, see the etymology. జ్ఞా ఇస్ నోయింగ్. ఇంగ్లీష్ లో నో అనేది యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఇస్ జ్ఞా, సేమ్ జ్ఞా, జ్ఞాస్టిక్ అంటారు. సో G and K are equivalent. So that's why it became K, and that is to know, తెలుసుకోవడం, తెలివి. సో ప్ర అంటే ప్రకృష్టం, గొప్పది.
ఓకే.
సో గొప్ప తెలివి అని అర్థం, గొప్ప తెలుసుకోవడం అని అర్థం. బట్ అది ప్రజ్ఞ సింప్లీ మీన్స్ గొప్పగా తెలుసుకోవడం, గొప్ప తెలివి. సో తత్ర ఋతంభరా తత్ర ప్రజ్ఞ, there is one yoga sutra which is explaining a very advanced level of knowledge which is achieved through samadhi, and the siddhis beyond samadhi. So our rishis have acquired ఋతంభరా prajna, that they could rishayam mantra drashtaraha, they could see the mantra, they could visualize something very high level which others cannot see. Like Einstein could see the relativity theory, which others could not, even after 100 years ago. So that is the level of rishi who can see, that is level of prajna, high level prajna.
ఓకే. తర్వాత ఇంకొకటి సార్, ఇప్పుడు యోగా అంటే యూజువల్ గా మనం ప్రాణాయామం అవన్నీ చేసేది ఇట్స్ ఫిజికల్ కదా. రాజయోగా ఇస్ లిటిల్ డిఫరెంట్, నో?
Both are, no, the physical is one part.
Okay.
It is called bahiranga, external part.
Okay.
And there is antaranga, the internal part. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, they are there. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dharana, jhana, samadhi. Dharana, jhana, samadhi are antaranga, the internal.
Okay.
Asana, pranayama are external. Pranayama is the junction between the external and internal.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మునులు ప్రజ్ఞా స్టేజ్ పోయి డీప్ గా పోయినప్పుడే వాళ్ళు మంత్రాలు చూస్తున్నాం, మంత్ర ద్రష్టాలు.
మంత్ర ద్రష్ట, ఋషయ మంత్ర ద్రష్టార, వాళ్ళకి విజువలైజేషన్ జరిగింది, వాళ్ళ ఆథర్స్ కాదు. Veda mantras are not authored or written down by the rishis. They have been able to visualize, they got it revealed. So they just delivered what they got revealed in high level of Ritambhara Prajna beyond Samadhi level.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Okay. Anybody else wants to ask questions?
There is a question in the chat box.
Yeah.
What are the 24 Sankhya numbers or constituents of nature?
I already told you, Panchabhutas.
Other than Panchabhutas and Panchakarma Indriyas. Yeah.
No, then Pancha Tanmatras and Panchabhutas, 10 Indriyas. Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Panchabhutas, Pancha Tanmatras, and Mano Buddhyankara Chitta. The 4 Antakaranas.
Right. Okay. I think the questions are over. If still anyone wants to ask, you can raise the hand or they can raise the hand and talk. You need not write on the chat box.
Okay. Number 6 have again.
हाँ गणेश जी, एक प्रश्न ये है कि चित्त एकाग्रता के लिए सही विधि क्या होगी? बस क्योंकि
क्या बताएगा? दोबारा बोलिए।
नहीं, विपास चित्त एकाग्रता के लिए सही विधि क्या होगी?
हाँ, हम बताएंगे ना। चित्त एकाग्रता के लिए ध्यान करना पड़ेगा, ओम ध्यान करना पड़ेगा। हम हमारे योगा क्लासेस में हम सिखाने वाले हैं।
अच्छा, धन्यवाद।
Okay, anyone else?
I think we can close.
Yeah.
I think we can close today.
Thank you so much, Prabhu Garu. Thank you so much, Prabhu Garu. Now let's go for closure.
Yeah, Prarthana.
Yeah, Prarthana. Swapna ji, are you there?
Swapna ji. Are you there or not? Swapna ji?
Mahoday, I am there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, please go for do the Swastika.
Yes, ma. Okay, ma.
Do the Prarthana.
Starting, ma.
Okay.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः
Satyam Vada. Satyam Vada.
सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शांति शांति शांतिः। सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
ధన్యవాదములండి
ధన్యవాదాలు.
స్వప్న గారు, ధన్యవాదాలు. ఓకే, లెట్స్ గో ఫర్ జనగణమన.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद।
జై హింద్.
सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कार.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
धन्यवाद.
గారు ధన్యవాదాలు.